Oh gosh, look at the crowd.
Sweet.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Display your brand message on digital screens at prime locations. Digital advertising network in Sri Lanka. Emerging media.
You're mobile, and so are we.
Gets me going.
Grab the Lite 87 app at the Apple App Store or Google Play now.
87.8 and 87.6 island-wide. Lite 87.
This is LMDtv, and I am Fazmina Imamudeen. With us tonight is Hiran Cooray. Hello, Hiran. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Fazmina. Nice to be with you, even though digitally.
Thank you. In recent interviews, you have emphasized the importance of building a strong brand for Sri Lanka tourism. Perhaps now more than ever, we badly need to work towards making this a reality. Could you share your thoughts and ideas on what such a brand image should encompass? What would be the key message you would communicate about Sri Lanka?
Thank you for asking that. Yes, I mean, we've never really created a Sri Lankan brand. For one thing is we are confused with our own name first to begin with. Are we Ceylon or Sri Lanka? You know, we are selling Ceylon tea, Ceylon cinnamon, Ceylon sapphire, now they are talking Ceylon coffee, whatever. In the meantime, we have Sri Lanka cricket, we have Sri Lanka tourism, Sri Lanka garments. So we are going out of the world with two names. Am I Hiran or am I Joseph or am I John or whatever, right? So similarly, so once we identify which name we want to go to the world with the products and the services we have, then we have to be who we are, right? That is brand. I mean, you know, what is the company I work for? What is our brand? That's what we deliver, you know, what we believe in. So Sri Lanka's marketing campaign, positioning campaign should be just simply what we offer, the best we offer. We have to showcase that to the world. And then we talk of a, you know, if you want to talk of a slogan, you know, we were for some time, we were Small Miracle. Then we were, you know, Land Like No Other. Then we are So Sri Lanka. Then something else, something else. We need to decide what exactly we want our destination to be known as. Are we a miracle? Are we a land like no other? Are we So Sri Lanka? So it doesn't matter, right? Incredible India, Malaysia, truly Asia. You know, these slogans have stuck. And then you carry your campaign, deliver it, showing to the world the best we have. We are a compact island with such beautiful things to show in a short period of time. So if that's the case, then go for it. Be yourself and you know, promote that to the world with confidence. That's the message I want to give. I mean, you know, brand it for who we are. Don't think of Dubai. We can't be Dubai. Don't think of Maldives. We can't be Maldives, right? Because we are not 150 islands. We are about 10 islands, and the main island is where our main tourism product is. So we have to be who we are, right? That's a simple message, but we've never carried this message across to the world. We've been fighting internally, externally, arguing, should we be this, should we be that? You should forget it. Someone like our minister, Harin Fernando, must decide, or the prime minister or the president must decide, this is it, go for it, boys or girls. That's it.
Over the years, there have been many strategies around developing and projecting Sri Lanka as an attractive tourist destination. The foreign exchange that the industry brings into our treasury has never been more desired. What public-private strategies and partnerships have been implemented to drive this ambition?
See, right now, the industry is working closely with the current Minister of Tourism. It's working very well. The minister is engaging the industry, and it's going forward. And in the same way, over the years, we have also been working with the public sector. Unfortunately, due to the administrative and the financial regulations, we've not been able to do a lot more than what we should have been doing in the past. But be that as it may, I think now the most important thing right now is a image building campaign, right? If we do not get a good image building campaign going, we will struggle, because at the moment the world sees us as country with no gas, country with no fuel, country with no food. We have become international beggars. So at a time like this, it's not easy to bring tourists into the country and earn those dollars that this country needs. So in order to get that going, I think we need, not only for tourism, this is for other sectors as well, be it tea, be it garments, be it anything, the image of the country, that this country is functioning, that this country is working, that message must go out. So that's what the public and the private sector must do immediately, so that we get this message across, and hopefully come 2023, we will get at least 1.5 to 2 million tourists, and more importantly, earn at least $3 to $4 billion. That will assist us in balance, sorting out our balance of payments.
As winter approaches, citizens from many first world nations may find it worthy to escape to warmer climes, not just for a holiday, but also to mitigate their heating bills. Have we left it too late to place ourselves as a destination of choice in the coming months? And what suggestions would you make to ensure that Sri Lanka is viewed as a desirable destination this season to entice such tourists?
I think, in order to answer your question openly, I think yes, we missed the bus a little, right? Ideally, we should have had a level playing field. Had we had that, our hotels and our country would have been, enjoying massive tourism growth by now. Because let's face it, we are one of the easiest countries to enter and exit, right? So many other countries have so many complicated, COVID policies and this policy and that policy. Now we were one of the first to remove those restrictions. Of course, now most of the other countries also have removed them, but we had that first mover advantage at that time, and we screwed it up, right? So now it's the only good news I can share with all our listeners is that while we missed the initial burst, people still book late now because of the cost of travel and because of the complications involved in traveling. People decide last minute. You don't put your money up front to go on holiday 3 months in advance now. People like to wait till the last minute and put the money in because of the uncertainties, right? So therefore, I don't think we missed the entire season. There is an opportunity to get those Westerners who are going to freeze in those cold months, which is starting from about December, but that will be price driven. If you want somebody to stay in Sri Lanka for 3 months, we have to select certain areas, certain hotels that are going to offer that facility and maybe offer at $3,000 for a couple for a month, right? So you get $100 a day, you give them breakfast and dinner for that price, and they will stay a month. If you're trying to sell at $300 a day and expect people to stay for 3 months, we'll get few, but not a lot. So therefore, I think if we want to drive business this winter, we have to be proactive and offer a great package to those anybody, mainly Westerners, because that's the winter for them. And there can be shortages of gas there for heating and so on. If that happens, if they want to get out and be in bright sunshine, good weather, good Sri Lankan food, all of that, then this is the opportunity we have to give them great package and get the people in.
In your estimation, what has been the cost to our economy from the loss of tourist arrivals this year, resulting from the continued uncertainty and volatility of the macroeconomic environment of the country? And perhaps we must also acknowledge the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and its continuous fallout. How better can we assure visitors that Sri Lanka is prepared as other competing destinations to provide a vacation of their dreams?
I think this is a great question. The first time somebody has asked me, what is a loss? You know, and thank you for asking that question, because I think this year we lost out on it because of our own bad handling of the political situation, the economic situation in the country, which led to this. And sometimes I grieve about it, you know, because we as citizens of this country also, until the women and children and innocent men got on the streets, we, the business community, didn't come out and lift the red flag and saying, look, we are going down. So therefore, I regret as well the loss in tourism, because we were picking up very well. Jan, Feb, March, we were picking up very well until these calamities happened. Had we gone on this calendar year, we would have come close to 1.5 million tourists. If we came close to 1.5 million tourists, we would have earned $3 to $3.5 billion, right, through tourism. That's what we lost. So your question, what did we lose? Yes, Sri Lanka lost at least $3 billion this year. And that would have been the difference in paying for this petrol and the diesel and the gas that we need very badly for our survival here, you know. And then, of course, I mean, you know, who knows what needs to be done? We need, as I said in the earlier question, we need to clear the image. We need to invite journalists from different parts of the world. Let them see what when they travel around, what do they see, right? Once they see it to themselves, let them write about it or talk about it or show on their video programs or whatever. This is Sri Lanka. This is what's happening. It's no longer long lines for petrol, or no longer long lines for food or gas. You know, things are moving, and that image has to go out for us to benefit with the tourism dollar in the future.
As we must consider the facilities and services competing destinations can offer, what impact has the ban on many imports and the shortages that we faced and continue to face having on the industry? How has the industry come together to address and respond to these?
As a company, we don't feel that we have missed anything with the ban on imports. This is the feeling of Jetwing, right? Some others also now are beginning to get that confidence to serve what we have, because we as a company stopped serving a lot of imported food items due to sustainability reasons about 7 to 8 years ago, right? We stopped serving imported fruits, right? We stopped serving salmon, which comes from either Alaska or Scotland or Norway due to the food miles involved. We stopped serving Argentinian steaks in our hotels, right? This is not because of a shortage, because of food mile. You know, there was a great wave at that time saying, look, you know, people travel to a destination to experience the destination's food, right? So unfortunately, our Sri Lankan food is not served well enough. Now, when this ban happened, our chefs, they went out with confidence and said, hey, come on, eat our food. Experience. We have so much of great food. You go to Jaffna, look at the food you will get there. You go to the south, you go to the east, you get slight different varieties, different users of spices, all of that. So that makes a huge difference. And now we are serving very confidently. I think that's the way we've handled it. In fact, so much so, after we shared this information with the Hotels Association also strongly recommended to all our 250 members that we should confidently serve Sri Lankan food items to those people. Because think about it, if you are coming here for 2 weeks from, let's say, France, you're not looking at eating the French cheese or some foie gras or something like that, which is available abundantly in France, right? You're coming here as a tourist to experience. When we go to France, we want to eat, the French cheese and the olives and all the other things that the ham and the cheese, all that the French offer, right? But when the French come here, we must offer them what we have. So when we have that confidence, that problem will be minimized. The only issue we have with the imported items is sometimes alcoholic beverages, because we don't have the proper wines and so on. So that we need to serve. So that's a challenge. But other than that, everything else we handle it quite well.
I'd like to ask, in that case, why hotel food prices have shot up if they're relying on local food?
Okay, you're asking me some very good questions. That's right. One thing is, don't forget 15% value-added tax, right? 10% service charge, 2.5% social service levy, then 1% tourism development levy. Everything adds up to something like 29.5%. So if I'm giving you a packet of rice, unless I don't pay any of that, that means I'm a very corrupt guy. Then I won't be part of Refresh Sri Lanka campaign by LMD, right? Because then I'm avoiding paying taxes. It's my duty to pay taxes, right? So therefore, it's whatever. I give you a packet of rice for 500 rupees, I have to add another 30% to that, right? On top of it, of course, due to transport costs going up in our country, right? Because food needs to be transported. Rice grows in Polonnaruwa, Vellavaya, places like that. When rice comes to Colombo, you have to add the cost of petrol or diesel for the vehicle. So there is a cost increase in that. So unfortunately, the food prices, yes, has gone up. Hopefully, if the transport costs, and also don't forget, because there was one time there was a bit of a scarcity of food due to lack of I don't have to tell you all of that. There was no fertilizer, and then food production reduced, so the cost of vegetables even went up. So as a result, we are all paying for it. We are all sinners and we are paying. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did.
Yeah? Okay.
You've said that the industry's expectations of budget 2023 to be presented in November are to maximize foreign currency earnings, and that tourism should be categorized as an export industry. Is this part of the overall strategy for the development and longevity of the industry, and how exactly will this categorization be of benefit?
Well, because I think nobody, no sector has suffered the way tourism has suffered due to no fault of ours, right? We've had all man-made disasters in our country, right? So therefore, if the government of Sri Lanka believes that tourism is going to play a key role in developing this nation and contributing over 10% of our GDP, right? Then the government must give us the facilities that it requires. If it's just a headache for the government, so be it. Don't worry about it. Don't waste your time trying to give us export industry status, because if we get 70 to 80% of the people visiting our hotels, foreigners, they pay in hard currency, and that money remains in the country. More than any other sector, once the hotel is completed, and it's operating, right? 80 to 90% of the hard currency we earn remains in the country. So therefore, this is a greater export to me than some of the other exports that we do, right? So therefore, give us that same facility without harassing us so much. I mean, okay, at this point in time, no one complained about the 15% VAT, all of that, because we understand the country needs that money, okay? But we cannot go on for a long time paying 15% VAT and paying interest, bank interest at 30%. It will kill this industry. There will not be any innovation. There will not be any new development. There won't be any, addition to the services that we offer. It will be just survival. If it's just survival, it's dangerous for the future. For the short term, it's okay. We can survive, right? We need to survive, come out of the mess we are in. But, for the medium term, right? We need to get our products back in shape. We need to bring back the people that who are gone out of this country. All of that has to happen if we are to be, one of the most sought after destinations in the world. So that's the reason why the government, that's why we expect the government to give us the export industry status and give us the facilities to make this industry, different.
As a senior hotelier, you gave confidence to others in the industry by continuing to invest in properties and infrastructure even during the pandemic and crisis. How did you justify the investment and how effective were such measures in retaining talent? There is much talk about a brain drain. What are the ground realities in the industry?
Well, you might think we are mad to be investing at this point in time, right? That is one way of looking at it. But we truly believe in Sri Lanka. We love Sri Lanka. We think that Sri Lanka has a great future in tourism. Always believe where Jetwing will be 50 years next year, January, right? That's what the founder, my father, believed in. He said, and we also know that there will never be a perfect time. Nowhere in the world is there a perfect time, right? It's how you make best use of it, right? So that's why when we had time, we did, do development in Jaffna, we did development in Nuwara, we did development in Wellawatte, in Pottuwil, in areas that other people didn't dare to go, right? So that's the belief we have. Now, with regard to how are we retaining the staff, very difficult, especially the really good chefs. I am very sad today to see so many of our very good chefs leaving the country. Now that's difficult to replace. If we are losing at the trainee level or at the entry level, it's not that difficult to replace. But a really good chef takes 5 years, 8 years for the guy to develop, right? Once that development takes place, that good person goes, it hurts us. It hurts the country, right? And honestly, I have no solution for that. I only wish them God's blessings. And I make one request from them. When you send that money, send it through the banking system, because then at least you are contributing to solve our balance of payments. Don't use the black market, Hawala or whatever systems. Use the banking system. And I remind them, look, this country still gave you a free education, still gives you free health. You get subsidized transportation. With all these difficulties, you get this. I remind the boys and girls when they are going, think of it. You got a free education, you got free health, subsidized transport from this country. Give something back to your country by sending the money through the banking system. I hope and pray that they will return in a year or two, with more experience and contribute to Sri Lanka's tourism in the future. At the moment, it's impossible to stop them when they get $3,000 a month. How can I tell them, wait here? It's difficult.
What do you think are the external perceptions or opinions of Sri Lanka as a destination of choice for international visitors at this time? And if there are negative, if these are negative, what policy changes must be immediately considered and implemented to rectify this so that we can improve on our image?
See, one policy I'd like implemented is a cabinet subcommittee on tourism, which hopefully either our tourism minister will lead or prime minister or president will lead, whoever, it doesn't matter to me, right? If we are to really get tourism going, because tourism is for everybody, and there are a lot of other sectors that contributes to tourism success in the country. So therefore, health, defense, transportation, aviation, wildlife, environment, culture, so many other things, roadways, you name it. So at least you're talking of archaeology, so many sectors, finance, foreign affairs, all these ministers or secretaries have to work together in a cabinet subcommittee level where decisions are taken together. Because what happens in our country, or in many countries, not only in our country, because we are only concerned about our country, but I've seen this happen in many countries through my 30 years of PATA, right? Each one builds their own kingdom, right? And then the internal conflicts happen. When you have people working together, all the ministers, all the secretaries kicking the ball to one goal, it's huge, right? The impact of it is huge. Decision making becomes easy, right? And then, right, I want to bring in a plane. We realize today we are charging too much at the airport. So the Minister of Aviation, Airports Authority will come in and say, okay, for the next 3 weeks, we'll give free landing rights. We'll do this free. Then the culture minister will say, okay, we'll give free or whatever. We'll promote our national assets, Sigiriya, Polonnaru, all. So it's, everybody works together. Railways, will improve the railways for the tourists to travel or for us to travel. So all that comes together when you work together, right? So this is what I hope and pray will happen. If that happens, I think we can get into a better level fast. And of course, I mentioned we need an image building campaign. At the moment, we are seen as international beggars. When you're portrayed as an international beggar, who will want to come here? It's difficult. So we had to get this image. We had to improve and get the people to believe that Sri Lanka is a fabulous place to stay, a fabulous place to visit. There's no shortage of food, no shortage of fuel. They can travel wherever they want to travel. Freedom is available. That message has to go out to the world.
Considering this, if we create the brand image and if the industry gets export status and fuel prices continue to reduce, will the industry reduce prices?
Well, depends, honestly. For the Sri Lankan market, the food prices, for sure, right? At the moment, Sri Lanka is selling. I have to be very open. Some of them might throw stones at me tomorrow morning, and you'll have to protect me if that happens. We are selling at 1/3 the price that we normally sell. That's the truth, right? We are selling at 1/3 the price in the foreign markets, especially to Russians. It's embarrassing. Don't ask me what price. I just told you 1/3 the price. So really, honestly, if we are to, once things settle down, even though the fuel prices come down and so on, this country needs to earn money, right? We can have 2 million heads in our country, but it's not only the heads that we need to clean their pockets as well. And that means $200 to $250 a day we have to get if we are to earn that $4 billion, right? So our target should be eventually $10 billion earnings through tourism, That will hopefully contribute 10% of our GDP, right? Then we are talking business. And in order to do that, we got to get a price. At the moment, it's embarrassing to say we are selling at 1/3 the price. So we need to really up the game.
You've highlighted the importance of speaking up and out. And you may be aware that LMD has launched a campaign called Refresh Sri Lanka to bring back a sense of civic mindedness and encourage a more proactive society. Do you have any anecdotes from the tourism industry that you could share that would inspire our audience to engage with such a campaign?
Well, I mean, you know, I had to compliment LMD because from the time it was started, that maybe before you were born, I don't know that, right? That LMD stood for, you know, their ethics, their morals. And that's why one of the few magazines I read printed in Sri Lanka is LMD because of that, right? So therefore, so Refresh Sri Lanka is a good campaign, but LMD has been contributing over the years for the last 30 years, I think, the same, you know, be Sri Lankan, be good, be do this, that, and the other. So that's fine. I think what tourism industry can do for, I mean, like let's put it this way. One of my sons came and told me the other day, you know what? Cost of corruption in Sri Lanka is cheap. Right? And it took me a little while to understand what is he trying to tell me. This is this 26-year-old boy telling me cost of corruption in Sri Lanka is cheap, right? So then I thought more and asked, give me an example, right? And he tells me to get a liquor license will cost you 1.2 million rupees. You operate a bar without a license, and at the end of the month, give the excise guy who comes 20,000 rupees. He pockets the money, he goes. I can sell any liquor to you anytime, no problem, right? So how much is it going to cost you for a year? 240,000 rupees. If that guy had got the license, 1.2 million rupees. So cost of corruption is cheap. So that's the way the young man thinks. And I can't disagree with that, right? So some people in tourism do that. They operate without a license, don't pay their dues, right? There are hotels that are not paying the VAT, right? And they pay the tax guy something. If your VAT is going to be 100 million rupees a year from a big hotel or big, let's say, whatever hotel, right? You pay the tax guy 2 million rupees. The country does not get that. That fellow pockets the 2 million rupees, okay? And then 100 million or 98 million is saved by the owner of the hotel. He pockets the money. So that is cost of corruption is cheap in this country, right? If you are fined and you're put in jail for 5 years for not paying your VAT, not having a liquor license, people don't do that. Now people can get away. Political influence, you know, they'll be pulled out. So these things, when it happens, unfortunately, it hurts the country. And now we'll be international beggars for a long, long time.
Any closing thoughts you would like to share with our audience?
I think we should have confidence in our country. We have to believe in our country, right? This is paradise. I've been blessed because I've been in tourism. I had traveled to close to 100 countries in the world. I can stay maximum 3 weeks. My wife probably stays 2 weeks and she asks me, when are we going home again, right? There's no better place than this to live. We have to make it happen. The citizens of this country have to make it happen. Don't wait for this one, that one to come and fix this country. We fix the country, let the politicians and the authorities provide the service to us, right? We have to work towards. We started traveling by bus. We started traveling by train. None of our managers today travel long haul. using their private vehicles. All of them have private vehicles, but almost all use the railway network, which is very good, by the way. Then we use the public transport system as much as possible. We connect and we travel, because we can't be pumping and running at this moment. We have to save whatever. This is civic responsibility, right? This is not only for tourism. This is for all of us. We have to tell, right? We have to minimize our consumption. Don't buy those apples and oranges and grapes that are there, which is full of chemicals, everything, hanging on those bus stands, whatever, for years. How does it last for that long? Because it's pumped with all sorts of preservatives, right? So therefore, be responsible. We have a crisis in our country. Let's get out together. Let's work together, come out of it. Don't wait for this person, that person. Don't think getting that person out is going to help us. Getting this person in is going to help us. No, we must work together and get this country back on its feet again. I think this is a marvelous place to live. Thank you very much for having me on this show. God bless you and God bless everybody else.
All the crises that have recently rocked Sri Lanka have had the greatest impact on the tourism industry. And your presence here, Hiran, today is very appreciated as you shared your thoughts and expertise to shed light on what lies ahead for this potentially lucrative industry.
Thank you so much. Thank you. God
That's
bless.
all from us tonight. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for watching and stay safe.